in my mid-50s, Shan, who had a gym membership at the time, decided to get me along to the gym on one of these bring a friend for free kind of things. And I met a personal trainer, and one of the things he went and asked me was, what is it you want to do? And I went and says, well, actually, it's more like what I don't want to do, and that's to end up in a mobility scooter as I get older. We've been working together ever since. If you're new to this channel, my name's Matt. I do a bit of coaching and wellbeing content creation and so on, but this channel is more about just me navigating 50 plus. So this video is not going to be about getting fit or anything like that. It's going to be about how I've approached training and fitness and so on. And you might be saying to yourself, look, big guy, for big guy you are maybe not the best person to be talking about fitness, but the point is I'm probably a good person to be talking about fitness when you're over 50, you've had a sedentary job for many, many years, and well overweight, and more importantly, scared about doing something about it, or you've been putting something off, you've been putting it off for a while about doing something about it. Well, the point is that as much as I enjoyed gyms at a younger age, when it came to going to a gym, it just wasn't there. And that's why it was a bit different when I finally went to the gym, and I realised that what I was trying to do was make sure that the quality of life going on was going to be as good as it could be. Really, that's the important thing. It's not about being a particular weight, it's not about being able to run a marathon or anything like that. Me, over the years, I've built up enough strength so that I don't fall over, and probably won't fall over. Over the years, I've worked on strength. I haven't really done the stamina thing, I haven't really done losing weight, but I've worked on strength because the thing that was important to me was about being able to keep my balance, being able to stand upright, being able to do the things that I want to do, and to stop the wastage, the muscle wastage that happens with age. I wanted to stop that as much as possible, and quite frankly, I'm stronger now than I was in my 40s, without a doubt. And that's what's important. It's about tuning into the thing that's important to you. If you want to be able to run marathons, then train for marathons. If you want to lose weight, lose weight. And I've got to admit, I am going to lose weight at some point. But it's like a lot of these things, it's tuning into the thing that's important to you. And that's why I've still been seeing this personal trainer for a good number of years now. That's why we'll focus so much on resistance training, weight training, that kind of thing. And it's not just made me stronger. My health and fitness has got better, but maybe not in the way that some people would expect you to. It's pretty warm out there, so I've come into the van to get a bit of shade. The traditional things about fitness and so on, about losing weight, being able to run further, that kind of thing. If I'm not doing that, where's the progress I'm seeing? Well, I am seeing progress in the kind of things that I'm able to do that I don't believe that I'd have been able to do before. When I'm moving things about, when I'm carrying things, when I'm doing some work around the house or anything like that, or even in the garden, I'm seeing more ability to keep doing things. So I suppose that's a bit of stamina, but there's definitely strength there as well. Whereas I see some people when they start getting older, they lose strength, and then the habit comes in of saying, oh, I can't do that, and they get somebody younger to do it. Maybe I'm just a bit pig-headed, I don't know. But I want to still be doing it. I don't see why somebody at my age, just because I'm over 50, and does not mean that I have to say that I can't lift something or I can't do something. And that's the progress that I'm seeing. That's the progress that's important to me. I think in my head it's kind of like an admission of giving up if I did that. I don't want to do that. And after spending so long working in an office, and I'm not saying every office worker is like this. I know many office workers who do all sorts of sports and have run marathons and all sorts of things. I didn't, right? For one reason or another, I didn't. And I ended up a lot bigger than I should have been. But it doesn't mean to say that I have to give up just because that's what happened in the past, just because that's the lifestyle that I've had. What I'm doing now, what being this age allows you to do is almost reinvent yourself. And I'm not saying I'm completely reinventing myself, but I'm making sure that I'm giving myself the best chance to do what I want to do as time goes on. Now, am I happy with my body? Am I happy with my body image? No, not 100%, but I'm happier than I was. There was a time when I could barely look in a mirror or see my shadow or something like that. But I think growing up, I grew up, my late teens, early 20s was in the 80s, and growing up, being slim was something that you aspire to. But it's only taken me to the last few years, and a few things that my personal trainer has said when he pointed out, look, Matt, your frame is big. You're never going to be slim. Your frame is big. Your joints are big. They're meant to be holding muscles. And that, I could easily have taken that as, thanks very much, that'll get me through the next few minutes or so. But it sunk home because I started to understand that, yeah, I'm never going to be that, but I can be the best that my body allows. I'm still to get there. I've said that a few times in this video already. I've still to get there, but it's great. It's a great challenge to try and do it, to try and get the best. And also realising that difference with the body image, that there isn't just one good body image, there's many, many good body images. And it's taken me years to realise that. But once I realised that, it was a powerful thing to realise. Although I'm not comparing myself to him, although you could say I'm comparing myself to him, but I'm not. I read a book a good few years ago called Finding Ultra by Rich Roll, and Rich Roll happens to be roughly the same age as me. And it was before he started getting into all the ultra fitness stuff, and he went and found that he could barely walk up the stairs to say goodnight to his kids. And that so hit home with me. And I think it was around about that time is when my mindset started changing, when I started thinking to myself, I should do something before it's too late. Although it's never too late, that's the point, it's never too late. We can't just give up. But, and you know, that's the funny thing about Finding Ultra, the book, is if nothing else, it taught me never to give up. There's parts through the book when he is all but done in, and he gets back on the bike or he starts running again, and he keeps going. And the message I took from that book is never giving up, no matter the odds, no matter what's happening, never giving up. And that hit home, and maybe it hit home at the right age, I don't know. But that's definitely the way that I'm looking at things these days. Now that's me. It was just supposed to be a walk and talk, but it's turned into more of a sit in the van in the shade and talk. But I'm about to finish off, but in thinking that, are there any things that have motivated you that have been a bit out the ordinary or something? Or what keeps you going? What stops you giving up? I'd be really interested to hear that. And if you want to share them in the comments, absolutely fantastic. Look, thanks very much for watching the video. Always appreciated, really is always appreciated. And I'll see you in the next one. Thanks a lot. Bye.